This is Green Ghost jumping in to this big battle between like Skeptical Heretic and a bunch of random people. Skeptical Heretic is the only one that's really noticeable because he's the only one giving like creative new arguments. Everyone else in a CobraJones video also gave some different nuanced answers. There was like a bunch of other people who made video responses, like 10 others, but most of them gave like ridiculously like their video responses weren't new. It's like what you would expect, so they're not even really worth noticing because their arguments are so like mainstream and so like expected that they don't bring anything new to the table. So most of the responses to HeyRuka's video are really not worth watching. Just my opinion. Oh, and some of them are dicks. Like Raising Post is a dick to HeyRuka. I think HeyRuka is new to YouTube. She's only made like 25 videos. Come on, man. Give her I think we all should give her some slack because she's only made 25 videos. Everyone else involved has made a lot more videos. I mean, this is like my 160th video, so I think we should give her a slack. Okay, now on to what I think.
Hey guys.
I think the problem is that the debate seems to be you're either like a white nationalist who thinks whites are better than everybody else, or you're a multiculturalist who doesn't think that at all and thinks race doesn't even exist. There seems to be a lot of in-between, and it seems more nuanced than that. That's why I think that we should see racism in terms of degrees. Like 0 would be you don't believe race exists at all. Like there's no races anywhere. Like to the point where you would disagree when anthropologists point out that races might exist. There's no races. And then like the next step would be like level 1 racism, where like I guess I used to be 0. Now I think I can kind of go 1. Mr. Here, it's his fault. I watched his racism is natural thing, which I'm going to speak on the natural part afterwards, because I think there's some massive confusion about that. Level 1 racism just simply says that races exist. That's really it. They just say race exists. It's partially social construct, partially it actually is there. Like it's there. That's level 1 racism. It's just that race exists. Level 2 says race exists and is important in some way. And I guess level 2 racism would be like, it's important and I like my race. No, I think that'd be level 3 maybe. Level 2 is races exist and it's important. Level 3, the leap between 1 and 2 is kind of big. The leap between 2 and 3 is very small, which is to say race is important and I like my particular race. And I think everybody should be allowed to like their own race. And ethnic nationalism's okay. Just don't let bygones be bygones. Let this race do their thing, my race will do my thing. We'll all do our own thing and get along just fine. I think that level 3 is what like HeyRuka, fringeelements, and spawktalk is. Let bygones be bygones. Let all the races do their own thing. Just don't fuck with anybody else's shit, so to speak. Let's just do our own thing. Not mess with anyone. That's what like Ramsey Paul is too, I think, and Mr. Her IQ and the Epicurean atheist. And then level 4, the jump between 1 and 2 is kind of big. 2 and 3 kind of short. The difference between 3 and 4 is like the difference between a Democrat and the Maoist rebel news. Level 4 is like my race is better than everybody else's races. All other races suck ass. Totally. Completely. They suck. so the jump between 4 and 5 is short, which is basically kill all the other races, like all Nazi style. So the difference between level 3, which is where I think HeyRuka, spawktalk, fringeelements, and all the rest are at, I think they're all at level 3. And they might have a little bit of 4 in them, and they talk about the bell curve. But they mention that Asians score better in the IQ area. So the fact that they mention that Asians score better when it comes to IQ tests automatically, in my opinion, makes them 3 only, not 4. So they're all at level 4. Sorry, not 3. 3. All the racialists in this debate are level 3. They just believe that race exists. Race is important. They like their own race. And they want everyone else to like their own races too. And let's just all live in harmony. Let's just not, mess with anybody else's stuff. Let's let everyone respect their own culture. Just not screw up other people's cultures. Like level 3 type racialists would think it would be bad to go to the Middle East and make them all Christians. But they also think it would be bad if all the Muslims came to Europe and made everybody Muslim. That's like a level 3 racist. And I don't think anybody in this particular YouTube debate is a level 5. None of them are level 5. None of them are like, my race is better, so let's send all the Jews to concentration camps. I don't see that anywhere. This is a debate, I think, between 0s and 3s. Although some of the 0s might actually be 1s. They might actually say that race exists, but so what? I can see that they're either 0 or 1s versus 3s. So that's an important distinction. That the racialists in this ones are not like Nazis. They're just nationalistic, ethnic nationalists. It's a very important distinction that I think should be clear. Because I guess I'm very analytic about it, and that I think if we just make things clear, figuring out what's true will just sort of we'll come to it. We'll figure it out. I think both sides have pretty good points. Like, I get Skeptical Heretic's argument about the hair. It was an analogy. I'm not sure if HeyRuka realized that it was an analogy, but what Skeptical Heretic was trying to get at was that the fact that some races score higher on IQ tests than others might be a coincidence. It might be completely a coincidence. It might have nothing to do with race. It might just be a statistical coincidence that just happened to be the case. Because if you do a test, it might turn out that straight hair people do better than curly hair, or curly hair does better than straight hair, but that doesn't really affect anything. Marcellus's point is, it isn't enough, the IQ test, to determine if some races are smarter than other races. I get that point, and I think he might be onto something. That's why I'm convinced that races exist, but I'm still not convinced that any race is like inherently better than any other ones, or inherently smarter. Some might be more inherently better at certain physical stuff. Like, definitely white people do better when there's like very little sun. Black people do way better when there's tons of sun everywhere, because they got skin tone deals with those things. Because we get sunburnt, us white people, in the sun. But when there's like no sun, we get all the vitamin D we need, because we got light skin. Whereas a black person, if they go to an area where there's like no sun, they get really tired because they're not getting enough vitamin D, because their skin's too dark and it's blocking all the vitamin D, and they have to take vitamin D pills. So that's basically my first part. And I would like to, real fast, 9 minutes, gee whiz. This might have to be a part 2. A 2-part, but I don't want it to be a 2-parter, so I'm just going to have to make this really sorry, fast. Yes, sir. It's been alluded to that the term wasn't used, but that's what the implication is that the racialists are committing the naturalistic fallacy. I don't believe this is so. The naturalistic fallacy in this case would be racism is natural, therefore racism is good. I don't believe that that's the racialists' argument here, the level 3 racists. Racialists, or whatever you want to use. I think their argument is that racism is natural, race is natural. Mentally recognizing race is natural. Mr. HeyRuka makes arguments and has sources in his videos about how there's the love chemical in our brain. I forget what it's called. Cortisol? Something like that? I don't know. It's when you bang someone, when you shag, it gets all crazy and you start to like the person more. Well, he says that has extra effects, like if someone looks like you, has your same genetics, kind of dresses like you, is similar to you, and is the same race, you'll be nicer to them, pretty much. So, and stuff like that. So I think what they're saying is racism is natural. That doesn't mean racism is good. That just means it's natural. Like, that's the thing. Mr. HeyRuka's videos, he doesn't say racism is natural, therefore good. He just says it's natural. That's the argument. So the argument is what to do about it. And that's the thing. And that's for level 3s, like Ramsey Pauls and all that, just says, we'll recognize that race and racial cultures exists, and let's just sort of do our own cultural thing, and let other people do their cultural thing, and let's not sort of mess with other people's cultural thing. But let's try and keep it to where all cultural thing isn't like changed by other cultural things or something like that. I don't know. It seems to differ from person to person, so to speak. So that's my view. They're not committing the naturalistic fallacy like skeptical heretic and CobraJones seem to think. And one of them said, I heard someone say, well, it's natural to rape your neighbor's wife and kill your neighbor. Bullshit. I call bullshit. Like, there's nothing that instinctually makes a normal person, like, I don't instinctually feel, oh man, I would really like to just kill my neighbor and rape his hot, sexy wife. Yeah, just rape and kill the bitch. Like, I don't feel that at all. So it just doesn't seem like a good argument. I heard that from the Jared Taylor debate with that one multiculturalist guy. Well, it's natural to rape and kill. Like, no, it's not. And what does it mean to be natural? This is CobraJones. I disagree with his view, which is basically if you do it, it's natural. I think it has to do with instinct, like what instinctively your brain tells you to do, and stuff like that. Not just, I drink Ozark water, therefore it's natural for me to drink Ozark water. He seems to imply that, which is not true. It's not natural for me to drink Ozark water, it's natural for me to just drink water. Which I don't have much left. And I don't have much left time in this video, so that's it for now.